We begin tonight with a heartbreaking update that's left fans deeply concerned. Colin Bates, beloved reality star and mother of two, has been hospitalized following a sudden medical emergency. Sources close to the Bates family confirm Colin was rushed to the hospital late last night after experiencing severe symptoms that couldn't be ignored. Her husband, Evan Stewart, was by her side every step of the way, visibly emotional and struggling to hold it together. This isn't the first time Colin has battled unexplained health issues. For months, she's been dealing with fainting spells and terrifying episodes that have left doctors searching for answers. Now, things have taken a frightening turn. Evan, overwhelmed with emotion, took to social media, asking fans for prayers. His words were raw and real, describing how helpless he felt watching the love of his life suffer. The Bates family has remained quiet, but fans are rallying online with love, support, and urgent prayers for Colin's full recovery. Stay with us for continued updates on this developing story, and please keep Colin and her family in your thoughts. Tonight, bringing up Bates star Colin Bates Stewart is back with a shocking update about her husband Evan. The 26-year-old has been embracing her life as a mother to two children. Most of her posts today are about their trips outdoors, but what caught the attention of many was Colin's update about her spouse, bringing up Bates. How are Colin Bates and Evan Stewart today? Colin and Evan have been thriving since the show was cancelled. Colin continues to focus on her online store, Bates Sisters Boutique, which celebrated its 5th anniversary this year. The Bringing Up Bates star has also been a proud mother. She likes to share videos from her daughter's dance recital and swimming lessons. She often documents her adorable conversations with Zayd as well. But aside from her children, Colin is also doing her best to take care of her husband, who just had major surgery. Colin shares Evan's shocking surgery in an Instagram post. Colin shared a clip featuring Evan's recent surgery. According to the Bringing Up Bates star, her husband just got LASIK surgery, a type of surgery performed with a laser program to remove a defined amount of tissue from a person's eye called the cornea. Colin Bates Stewart even uploaded a vlog featuring the full documentation of Evan's surgery. Fortunately, everything went well and is now in full recovery. He wore a specialized pair of glasses to help treat his eyes. Bringing Up Bates. Karen Bates' journey to third baby Colin has also hinted at a possible pregnancy over the past few months. The Bringing Up Bates star has shared multiple clips of her daughter Isla begging for her to get pregnant. Colin Bates Stewart revealed that her doctors don't worry if she will ever get pregnant again. She suffered from seizure-like symptoms after giving birth to Zayd, but she took proper medications and hadn't experienced the illness for over 2 years. At this point, fans can only hope that the 9th Bates child will soon share exciting news about her growing family. I never imagined that a simple checkup would unravel our world like thread slipping through fingers. Evan had always been the calm to my storm, the strong, steady one who reminded me to breathe when the world felt like it was spinning a little too fast. We were in Nashville, just a routine weekend visit for a minor chest pain Evan had casually mentioned a few days before. It's probably indigestion, he had shrugged. Too many tacos. But I had that gut feeling, the kind only a wife or maybe a mom understands. It's like a whisper you can't hear. So I pushed for him to go in just to be safe. That morning, I remember Evan wearing his denim jacket, the one he always wears when he's trying to avoid attention. He hates hospitals, hates the sterile smell, the endless waiting. I tried to distract him with jokes as we sat in the waiting room. What if they tell you your heart's too big? I smiled. Like, medically too much love in there. He grinned. They'll probably say I'm just too handsome. A rare genetic issue. We laughed. It didn't feel like a day that would end in tears. The scan that changed everything. They called us in for a CT scan after the EKG showed something unusual. The nurse's tone shifted from casual to cautious, and Evan caught it, too. Is everything all right? He asked. The nurse gave the kind of smile that didn't reach her eyes. Just want to get a better look. That was when my heart started to pound in my ears. I squeezed Evan's hand. He squeezed back twice our silent signal. For I'm okay. The next hour passed in a blur. The doctor returned holding a clipboard, but it was the look on his face that hit me before any words did. The kind of look that tells you you're standing at the edge of something, and once you step over, there's no going back. There's a mass near the base of his heart, he said quietly. We're not sure what it is yet, but it's large enough to cause concern. I felt the room sway. Evan's face remained unreadable. His eyes locked on the floor. So, what now? He asked. We need to do further imaging immediately. And you'll likely need surgery to remove it, or at least a biopsy. I remember thinking, God, no, not him, not this. The night before surgery, we were admitted that afternoon. I sat on the hospital seat beside Evan's bed, listening to the beeps of machines and the distant echo of Nosey's shoes down the hallway. He was hooked up to monitors, the fluorescent light casting pale shadows across his face. He looked at me. You're scared? I nodded, tears escaping despite myself. Don't be, he whispered. We've walked through fire before. We'll walk through this. But what if I couldn't finish the sentence? He reached out, pulling me close. Colin, I need you to believe in something bigger than this hospital room. I did. I always had. But sometimes faith wavers like a candle in wind, flickering, faltering, trying desperately not to go out. We prayed together that night for peace, for guidance, for the surgeon's hands, and for answers. The longest day of my life. The next morning, I watched them wheel Evan away through the swinging double doors. That moment, the one where you let go of a hand, it burns into your memory. Surgery was scheduled for 3 hours. It took 6. The waiting room was cold. My mom came, so did a few siblings. Lawson texted every hour. Ellie brought me coffee. I couldn't drink. ILA was with my dad. I couldn't let her see me like this. I kept replaying our last conversation. His last words before he disappeared behind those white doors. Don't worry about me. Worry about the bills when I wake up. Classic Evan. Finally, the surgeon walked in. He looked tired, concerned, but calm. The surgery went well, he said slowly. We removed the mass successfully. It was pressing against a major artery. Way thankful you came when you did. Another few weeks, and things might have gone very differently. I dropped into a chair, hands trembling. Is he awake? Not yet, but you'll see him soon. I wasn't ready for how fragile he'd look. When they finally let me into the recovery room, Evan was hooked up to more machines than I could count. His face was pale, his lips cracked, and his breathing came in soft, uneven waves through an oxygen mask. A nurse was adjusting me and for a moment, I just stood there frozen. He looked so unlike the man I married, the one who always lifted the heavy groceries and threw Layla in the air without effort, who carried so much weight without ever showing it. Now his eyes fluttered open, just barely, but it was enough. Questions we weren't ready for. The doctors were kind, but clinical. They Said the mass had been sent for pathology, and results would take a few days. The word benign floated in the air, as if to offer comfort, but it never came with a guarantee. Those next few days were a strange kind of hell. Evan was sore, unable to move much. He hated being a patient. He tried to crack jokes, but even I could see the effort was draining him. You look exhausted, he said once, brushing my hair back. But I'd rather be exhausted next to you than well rested somewhere else. He smiled. You always did have a way with words. There were moments of silence, too, the kind filled with questions. Neither of us dared to speak aloud. What if the results aren't good? What if this isn't the end, but the beginning? We prayed harder than we ever had. I played worship music in his room. I read Psalms out loud when he couldn't sleep. One night, he whispered, "God's got this right." I nodded, even though my voice failed me. Yes, he's got you. The diagnosis. It was a Tuesday when the doctor came back. He had a folder in hand and a quiet look. Evan was sitting up more that day, trying to act stronger than he felt. I was perched on the edge of the bed, clutching his hand like it was an anchor. "It's not cancer," the doctor said. The breath whooshed out of me so fast, I nearly sobbed. I hadn't realized how tightly I was holding it, but the word hung in the air like a heavy door creaking open. But it was a rare type of growth, he continued. A cardiac tumor called a myxoma. It was non-cancerous, but it was large and growing fast. Had it not been caught, it could have caused a stroke or sudden cardiac arrest. I looked at Evans, stunned. He blinked. So, I was walking around with a time bomb in my chest and away. "Yes," the doctor said, "but you're lucky. Many people don't get a warning. You did." Sharing the story, it was about a week after we got home that I sat down to write the Instagram post. I debated whether to share it at all. Our lives had always been somewhat public. That's part of being a bait. But this was different. This was raw, vulnerable. And it wasn't just my story. It was Evan's, too. But I felt this quiet nudge in my spirit. Maybe someone else out there needed to hear this. Maybe another young wife was urging her husband to get checked. Maybe a man somewhere was ignoring chest pain because he's too busy. So I wrote, "We almost lost him." I don't say that for shock or drama. I say it because it's true. Evan went in for chest pain. We expected a prescription and a pat on the back. What we got instead was a diagnosis that could have stolen him in a heartbeat. I hit post. Heart pounding. Within an hour, the messages started coming. Hundreds, then thousands. People sharing stories. People thanking us. People scheduling their own checkups.